Good morning, y'all. Whew, back at the gym again. So getting straight into the heavier weight workouts now. The Man of Iron video series is pretty much done, wrapped up. I am getting a workout in with an IFBB pro here who's local to Boise named Karen Hobbs. She's a physique competitor. She's competed on the Olympia stage a couple of times, and you may have seen her in a couple of previous video series that I've done, because she's also an aerial yoga instructor, and I've done quite a few of her classes now. So we're going to be hitting a delt destructive workout. She is running a little bit late, but me being Mr. Punctual, I'm here on time, so I am going to get my pre-caged in right now, because I like to get that in me about 25-30 minutes in before my workout. So if she does show up late, you know what? I'm going to be starting anyway, because when pre-cage kicks in, it gets ready to kick some ass. All right, so Karen has arrived, which is perfect timing because now the pre-cage has kicked in. So Karen, you're Karen Hobbs, as I mentioned before, IFBB Pro physique competitor, been on the Olympia stage twice now.
Yes.
Hopefully going for number 3.
Yes, next year. Hopefully trying to qualify this weekend to go next year.
Mm-hmm. If you qualified this weekend, would that qualify you in time for the Olympia this year or not?
No.
If you chose to
all
go?
those qualifications are done.
They're done. Okay, so it'll be for next year. All right. So going into this show now, what is this event?
The Phoenix Pro.
The Phoenix Pro. Okay. So you've been working with, and I brought it here because it's quite fitting that I'd be wearing this coat today.
Nice.
Mr. Y3T himself, Neil Yoda Hill. Good choice, fellow Welshman.
Yes.
So you've been working with Neil now. This is your first show that you've prepared for
Yes.
with him. What's been different with his preparation? As opposed to nutrition, let's talk about the training. Y3T, you've been hitting Y3T?
Y3T, always changing every week what we're doing or how the intensity of the workout goes. So week 1 is a little bit heavy, and we go about 10 to 12 reps. Week 2, higher reps. Week 3, super high reps.
What week are you in now?
Right now, I just finished week 3, going back to week 1. But he told me to tell you, don't go crazy on the shoulders today.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I said we ain't going to be able to punish Karen today because we can't cause any inflammation this week. Gutted. That's why I thought I'll make a start right now. All right, guys. Chris Gethin here, putting you through a Y3T week 2 workout, I believe. Karen will soon let us know. So Karen Hobbs here is an IFBB pro in the physique category, and she is just several days out from the physique pro. So you can see she is in fantastic shape. Not only that, she's in the best shape of her entire life. Neil Hill has been looking after her diet. So it's fitting that we go through a Y3T workout, and I represent Y3T today. So the first exercise that we went through is a shoulder press. So as you can see here, conventional dumbbell shoulder press, sat in the military machine there, just making sure that the back is supported. Obviously, you know, you've seen me do this standing sometimes seated, but we really want to isolate this. And Karen being so close to her show, she hasn't got any body fat, she hasn't got much fluid there, so we want to remain injury-free. So you'll notice Karen is not going to absolute failure, because she does not want any inflammation in her body. If there's any inflammation where the body is trying to repair itself, there will be fluid retention with that, and that's exactly what we don't want. And Neil will kick my ass if he saw that I was going to push her any further than that. So shoulder press here, we're doing around 10 to 12 repetitions, nice strict form. I like to come down a little bit further than parallel and get a stretch out. And occasionally I prefer not to lock. So I go for the full stretch and without the lockout, where, as you'll see, Karen will actually come down to parallel and lock out as well. So, you know, different forms, different strokes for different folks. And we did 4 sets here in total, just resting enough for each other to go and hit our own sets. And then after hitting the dumbbell military press here, we went on to the side raise. Now again, not going too heavy here, just making sure that we're getting a good squeeze, get a good mind muscle contraction, and get as much blood into the tissue and stretch that muscle fascia. And the conventional all the way through here will be about 4 or 5 sets of around 12 repetitions. Again, just making sure that we get a good range of motion here, good contraction at the top, and try not to rest too much at the bottom. Unless we're hitting out a couple of rest pause repetitions where we won't be today because we're not going to absolute failure. Third exercise for today is the rear dumbbell raise. Now we're actually going supported on here because we don't want to again put our lower back into a vulnerable position, especially considering Karen is so lean, especially throughout her back. So we want to really isolate that area and support the torso and put every ounce of energy into this small muscle group being the rear delts. Now, you'll notice when I'm going, I'm actually doing a drop set. So I'm just doing a singular drop set. Once I've reached failure of around 15 repetitions with my weight, with my palms facing behind me, that's when I'll grab hold of Karen's weight and have my palms facing towards each other to knock out a few more reps here. The reason why I do that is because if I have my palms facing behind me, I find that I'm able to isolate that area that much more. How do I know this? Well, I get that mind-muscle connection and I can't handle as much weight. If I can't handle as much weight, that means I'm not using as many assisting muscle groups, such as the rhomboids and traps. So I isolate the area pre-fatigue, and then when I can't do any more, I'll grab hold of the lighter weight, palms facing towards each other, and get some assistance from those other back muscles. And then when we finish there, of course, we've hit the anterior through the shoulder press, we've hit the lateral head through the side raises, and we've hit the posterior head through the rear raises. Now we're targeting the rotator cuff. The rotator cuff is definitely an oversight by a lot of bodybuilders, but you'll notice females are much smarter trainers than guys. Like, how many females do you hear about having pec tears and muscles being torn off and whatnot? You don't, because they train smarter. And Karen's one of them, so she really makes sure that she works her rotator cuff, making sure that the stabilizer muscle within the shoulder girdle is nice and strong. And, you know, she's going for longevity here. You know, she looks good for somebody of any age, but would you believe it, she's 50 years old, and she's a mother of several kids, and she looks absolutely phenomenal, and she's inspired me no end to actually get in some bloody good shape, so I may need to give Neil a call. So as a quick workout, we're done in about 45 minutes here. It's all about quality and not quantity. So, you know, look up the Y3T week 2 if you want to have some idea of what that's all about. But generally, it's about 4 or 5 sets of around those repetitions that we were punching out here. So, hope you liked that workout, guys. It was enjoyable myself, and hopefully we'll get Karen back after her show this weekend and get in another workout with her. Okay, guys, so if you like this video and if you've got any questions for myself or Karen, please comment below and like and subscribe. Holy crap, shredded. Damn. Okay, well, judging by the way Karen's looking, I guess I know how I'm going to be dressing today. Zipped up and insulated.